Descendants 6 could already be taking shape, and honestly, the ending of Wicked Wonderland gives us more clues than we expected. There is no official confirmation of a sixth movie yet, but the mysterious object Pink finds, Chessie's final warning, and the ideas coming from the cast have fans asking the same question: what happens next? I have a few theories about where this story could go, and some of them could completely change the next chapter. That ending of Descendants' Wicked Wonderland honestly caught me off guard. Just when it felt like Red, Chloe, and everyone else had finally gotten their happy ending, Pink found that strange, glowing object, and the movie refused to tell us what it was. Then, Chessie appeared, basically reminding us that this story is not finished yet. And after watching everything that happened, I have so many questions about what could come next. But first, let's look at what actually happened in the fifth movie. After Red and Chloe changed the past, they thought they had finally fixed everything. But time travel doesn't work that easily. When you remove one villain from history, you can end up creating another one. That's exactly what happened. The new timeline completely changed Wonderland and Auradon. Red now has a much kinder mother, while Chloe has a completely different version of her mom. Even the people around them have changed. At first, everything seems better. But then the pocket watch gets discovered, and suddenly, Wonderland isn't looking so wonderful anymore. The biggest consequence is Maddox Hatter. Maddox becomes the new major villain, and his obsession with time travel puts everyone in danger. He captures the Queen of Hearts and forces Red, Chloe, and their friends to travel into Wonderland to save her. But Maddox isn't alone. We also meet his son, Max, and I actually liked his character because he doesn't want to follow his father's path. The girls understand what he's going through because they know what it's like to be judged because of your parents. Then, Chessie makes everything even worse. She constantly pushes Red and Chloe against each other. And Red's decision to put herself first creates some serious arguments between them. Their friendship starts falling apart, and for a while, it really feels like they might not be able to fix it. Max also takes advantage of the situation and gives Chloe a bracelet that turns her evil. Of course, the power of friendship and sisterhood eventually brings Chloe back. And together, they destroy the pocket watch. But one moment I can't stop thinking about is when the Queen of Hearts suddenly says, "Off with his head." Was that just a random line, or was it showing us that her old personality is still somewhere inside her? Because maybe changing the past doesn't completely change who someone is. Then we get the romantic side of the story. Red and Madrigal actually become really cute together. At first, Red wasn't interested, but their dance scene completely changed things. And when they held hands at the end, it really felt like the beginning of a relationship. But then came the real cliffhanger. Pink finds something shiny and glowing and puts it inside the treasure box. And honestly, Chessie needs to give us a break. What was that thing? Maybe it's another connection to time travel. Maybe it's connected to the old timeline. Or maybe it's something completely new. I personally think Pink could become extremely important in the next movie. She could discover the truth about what happened before the timeline changed, or she could even become evil herself. That theory becomes even more interesting because Liamani Segura has talked about wanting to see Pink turn evil. And there are still so many other questions. What happened to Maddox? Did the Queen release him? What about Red's father? Will we finally see more of the fathers in this story? We could also see more of Madrigal's family, Hazel Hook's connection to Captain Hook, and even more involvement from Cinderella and the Queen of Hearts. The possibilities are honestly huge. And there is one more important update. Disney has officially greenlit Hidden Heroes, a Descendants story, a new movie that expands the Descendants universe with a story about Disney sidekicks. That doesn't confirm Descendants 6, but it does show that Disney is still interested in growing this franchise. But what about Descendants 6? Right now, there is no official release date for a sixth movie. However, the ending of Wicked Wonderland clearly leaves the door open, and the cast has also talked about wanting to continue the franchise. So, if Disney does move forward, I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually return to this world. And honestly, I think the sixth movie could be much bigger than Red and Chloe's friendship. It could bring both generations together, reveal the mystery behind Pink's discovery, and possibly become the biggest Descendant story yet. But what do you think Pink found? Could she really become the next villain? And do you think Descendants 6 should be the final movie? Let me know your theory in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.